Hey, WWE, YouTube Nation, or YouTube fans, first and foremost, happy Royal Rumble Day, but also happy beloved Saturday, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today or this year's Royal Rumble event and the Royal Rumble matches, guys, because in this episode, we are going to talk about all four matches that happened at the 2026 Royal Rumble in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, guys. So I don't want to waste any of your guys' time. Welcome back to the channel of the Ryan Knight WWE Report right here on YouTube. Oh, and by the way, YouTube. All right, guys, before we get into the four matches of tonight's Royal Rumble and talk about how all four matches went, first and foremost, I just wanted to say I'm glad you guys enjoyed the midnight kickoff pre-show on the channel. Had a lot of fun doing that for you guys. But I also wanted to take this opportunity and just say, again, from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you for all the love, all the support, even giving me the tough love at times, guys. Don't think I don't appreciate it. I really do, guys. This channel, succeeds to the next level because of you guys. Yes, I may make the videos, but you guys really determine the fate and the future of the channel. So I literally just wanted to take the opportunity and say thank you guys. I love you guys so much. But let's not waste time. Let's get into tonight and this year's Royal Rumble, where we are on the road to WrestleMania 42. All right, WWE YouTube fans, it is time to talk about the highlight reel or the recap of the 2026 Royal Rumble event. And for only the second time in the history of the WWE, the Royal Rumble was in Saudi Arabia, particularly Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The last time a Royal Rumble WWE event was in Saudi Arabia, you have to turn the clock back all the way to 2018, when it was the premiere debut of the greatest Royal Rumble PLE. That was the only Royal Rumble WWE PLE that was in Saudi Arabia, guys, and boy, did the 2026 Royal Rumble not disappoint the Saudi Arabia crowd in Riyadh. We kicked the night off, or maybe the afternoon off for you guys, all of us in the States, with, well, the women's Royal Rumble match. And I'm going to just say that there was really not a lot of surprises in this match. It was mainly people that were from SmackDown, Raw, NXT, and two WWE Hall of Famers, but one big, huge, unexpected return that happened in the women's Royal Rumble match, guys. But it was very interesting on who drew the number 1 and 2 spot in the women's Rumble match, okay? So you want to know who drew number 1? She was last year's Women's Royal Rumble winner. She is the only woman to be a 2-time Women's Royal Rumble match winner of Charlotte Flair. And for the Flair family, whoo! But who drew number 2? Well, none other than her tag partner, her best friend, Alexa Bliss. Now, this is actually what was really interesting about it, to start the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match. The two ladies in the ring were not just best friends, but they were tag team partners. So, and Charlotte, when Charlotte first found out that Alexa Bliss drew number 2, it was beyond chaotic. She kind of was like in shock, disbelief, didn't really want to be starting the Royal Rumble match off against Alexa Bliss. And, Wade Barrett, Michael Cole, Byron Saxton, everybody wanted to find out, are these two going to fight to start off the Rumble match? Or are they going to stick to their friendship and wait for the next entrance in the Rumble match? Because they actually, fooled around a little bit in the 90 seconds, but they decided to really stay united front, guys, and wait for the number 3 entrant. The number 3 entrant, guys, was one half of the new Women's Tag Team Champions, Kiana James, guys. Entered at number 4. The number 4 spot was actually a pretty big favorite in this year's Royal Rumble match of Nia Jax. The number 5 spot would be Ivy Nile. The number 6 spot, our first NXT superstar in the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match of Lola Vice. Number 7 was Candice LeRae. Number 8 was Jordan Grace. Number 9 was Becky Lynch. You know what? Let's stop on Becky Lynch for a minute. So on the kickoff show of the Royal Rumble, the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk called Becky Lynch Becky Lunch. He did that 2 times on the kickoff show. I found that, pretty, humor and all that. I know the women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch would not enjoy that, and as well as her husband, or the hot husband of Seth freaking Rollins. Number 10 was from NXT Soul Ruka. Number 11 from the Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez. Number 12, Maxine Dupree. Number 13, the new Natalia or Natty. I don't want to get it wrong, and I don't want any disrespect. So, Natty. Number 14 was Judgment Day's Liv Morgan. Number 15 was another favorite to actually win the Women's Royal Rumble of Lash Legend. Number 16, Zelina Vega. Number 17, she is the number 1 contender for the Women's World title this Monday on Raw on the Judgment Day of Raquel Rodriguez. Number 18, she is possibly one of the most annoying superstars in the WWE Women's Division, but I will salute her, of Chelsea Green. Julia, number 9, Io Sky was 20. Asuka was 21, 22. Rhea Ripley, 23. Bayley, 24 was NXT's JC Grace. 25, WWE Hall of Famer Nikki Bella. 26 was Lyra Valkyria. 27 from NXT, Karen Jordan. 28, Kairi Sane. And I am going to announce 29. It is WWE Hall of Famer Brie Mode. Yes, guys, Brie Bella made her return to the WWE in the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match, guys. And it was a few months ago on the Bella podcast. She actually said that she thinks she has one more run in the WWE. Now, we'll get back to Brie Bella and Brie Mode in just a little bit. And 30, returning from injury, Tiffany Stratton. Now, a lot of interesting things actually happened in the Women's Royal Rumble match. There were 3 tag teams that actually eliminated their own partner. Number 1, Charlotte Flair. Woo! Eliminated her friend Alexa Bliss, her best friend and tag team partner, Alexa Bliss. It was not on purpose. It was an accident. Charlotte Flair would end up eliminating two superstars at once, and sadly and unfortunately, one of those superstars was her best friend of Alexa Bliss. The next one was the Kabuki Warriors of Asuka and Kairi Sane. Now, in 2018, Asuka won the very first ever Women's Royal Rumble match. And Kairi, remember guys, I think it was 2 weeks ago on Raw, Kairi Sane told Asuka that she would make sure Asuka would win the Royal Rumble. And, Kairi Sane, by accident, eliminated Asuka. And I saw Io Sky in the background, guys. Io Sky, I could tell by the look on Io Sky's face that, she kind of felt bad and a little worried for Kairi Sane. And, and then Kairi Sane would end up getting eliminated by Io Sky. But the most shocking one of all was out of the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan eliminating her partner and BFF, Raquel Rodriguez. Now, I want to talk about that for a little moment, guys. You know how close in the Judgment Day Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are. And like I also said a few moments ago, guys, in 2 days in Philadelphia, Raquel Rodriguez will go one-on-one with La Primera Stephanie Vaquer for the women's world title in a Philadelphia street fight. But remember, guys, the past 2 years in the Women's Royal Rumble, the runner-up was Liv Morgan. You got to remember that had to be in her head, in her brain, that I have been the runner-up the past 2 years. So would the third time be the charm, guys? But I want to get your thoughts before we move on in this. I want to get your thoughts of the order of the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble. Did you guys enjoy that order, how the order went? I know there was only one. There was really, one huge surprise, and that was WWE Hall of Famer Brie Bella. Even though Tiffy time returned, I want to get your thoughts on Brie Bella. When was the last time? When was the last time Brie Bella had a match in the WWE? That's what I want to know. But what's crazy about it, guys, is what is going to be next with the team of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. But the biggest one is what is going to be next for Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. And we very well could find out that answer in 2 nights in the city of brotherly love of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and including what is next with Kairi Sane and Asuka of the Kabuki Warriors, guys. I saw 3 tag teams in the Women's Rumble match where someone eliminated their own partner. And Liv Morgan did not eliminate Raquel Rodriguez by just accident. She definitely, you know what? She went the extra mile, Liv Morgan. Whether you like Liv Morgan or you really despise Liv Morgan, she kind of went the extra mile. She had to do what she had to do. And you know what? I know Raquel Rodriguez was not happy about that, but look at it the bright side. In 2 nights in a Philadelphia street fight, Raquel Rodriguez will have an opportunity at La Primera Stephanie Vaquer for the women's world title, guys. And Liv Morgan, on the other hand, she doesn't have a world title match in 2 nights on Raw. So you kind of got to look in the shoes of Liv Morgan and what she was doing. But ladies and gentlemen, I got to be very honest with you. Your 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match winner, she was a favorite for over a month of the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan. And I got to be honest with you guys, maybe I don't agree with everything Liv Morgan does in a WWE ring, but I fully got to give Liv Morgan her flowers. The past 2 years, she finished the runner-up, and the third time was determined, guys. Liv Morgan, ever since she was a little girl, she wanted a lot to do in WWE, and one of them was to main event and headline WrestleMania. And guys, she will get to do exactly that and have the opponent of her choosing. Right now, it would either be La Primera Stephanie Vaquer or it would be Jade Cargill, but you know that could change. But the Liv Morgan has punched her ticket to WrestleMania for a title shot of her choosing. So you know, congratulations go out to Liv Morgan. But in 2 nights on Raw, it is going to be very interesting on the Judgment Day of Raquel and Liv, guys. You know what? I don't know. You know, I mean, Liv Morgan, you know, took a gamble to intentionally eliminate her own partner of Raquel Rodriguez, guys. And look what it got her. That one high risk, that one, you know, bold move, it ended up paying out for her, even though she did not eliminate Raquel Rodriguez to win the Royal Rumble. Still, guys, I mean, but now we gotta get back to Brie Mode, guys. Brie Bella, it was a shock. You know, she entered at number 29. Unfortunately, she fell short. But it's been a very long time since we have seen Brie Bella in a WWE ring, and I have a feeling that tonight was not only a one-time appearance, so it'll be interesting to find out what is next from this Brie Bella, guys. But the Women's Royal Rumble was full of, you know, chaos in a little way. You know, I know Jackie Redmond wanted Chelsea Green to win, and I know Matt Corona wanted his wife to win. I don't think Chelsea Green, you know, she demands, you know, to salute her. God, it's crazy. But I am happy, you know, guys, for Liv Morgan. It shows just right then and there that, you know, hard work really pays off. And, you know, the past month or couple of months and weeks, Liv Morgan was kind of a favorite to win, but yet also an underdog. And so, you know, I'm very happy for Liv, despite if I like her or I don't like her, that is totally irrelevant. But for her to be able to win the Rumble, main event WrestleMania, and get a title shot of her choosing, it's got to be very happy for her. So congratulations to Liv Morgan. And ladies and gentlemen, Liv Morgan entered at number 14 in the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match. All right, guys, our next match was the only match out of 4 at the Royal Rumble that was a one-on-one match, and it was not a championship match, but it was what you would call a career-threatening match. It was a rematch from 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, the main event of that Monday Night Raw. The phenomenal AJ Styles, who debuted at the Royal Rumble 10 years ago. I was a senior in high school when AJ Styles made his WWE debut at the Royal Rumble in the 2016 Royal Rumble match. And 10 years later, at that very exact same event, he is putting his in-ring career on the line against what the Monday Night Raw's broadcaster are calling the career killer, the Ring General Gunther. Now, like I said 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, AJ Styles did tap out Gunther, but the referee, Raz Zapata, in that match did not see the tap out, and then it was able to be reversed, and bippity-boppity-boo, Gunther won the match. And then fast forward to a week later on Raw, AJ Styles went and challenged Gunther to a rematch, and Gunther said, I will give you your match at the Royal Rumble on one condition: you put your in-ring career on the line. Now, I also said earlier today in my pre-show that 2026 is the last year for the phenomenal AJ Styles competing. He made that announcement last month at the end of 2025, and his WWE contract does expire in 2 days. So very high stakes for AJ Styles. Not only is he having his career-threatening match at the very event he made his WWE debut 10 years ago, but he is facing a guy that retired WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg and the GOAT John Cena, just John Cena last month. And so, guys, in this match, I thought it would be back and forth. I thought AJ Styles would take the fight to the career killer Gunther, but I will tell you guys, Gunther absolutely dominated that match. I mean, at least 75% of the match, Gunther was pure domination. And you know, the referee actually had to step in on multiple occasions to check on the well-being of the phenomenal AJ Styles, guys. I will say this, guys, AJ Styles, despite getting dominated at least 75% of the match, he took the fight back to, you know, Gunther. And there's really, there was a lot on the line, because if AJ Styles had to forfeit, then his career would be over. Okay, so AJ Styles, you know, could not just, you know, forfeit the match due to injury and be fine. If that happened, he would be heading right into retirement. So, you know, despite getting his butt whooped, and, you know, 75% of the match at least getting his butt whooped, you know, he took the fight to Gunther. But guys, this, you know, Gunther was on an absolutely different level, guys. I mean, when you talk about ending John Cena's career and Goldberg, literally, that's just, you know, the big question is would AJ Styles be the next victim of Gunther, the career killer Gunther? And, you know, a lot of, you know, wrestling fans, even the world heavyweight champion CM Punk had his money on AJ Styles. And I got to be honest with you, there is a lot of people that do not like Gunther, you know, ever since he has retired John Cena and just shown the flat out pure disrespect. You know, that's what is offending a lot of people. You know, they don't want to be around this guy. They want literally nothing to do with this guy. And oh my God, guys, if, like I said, 75% of this match, AJ Styles got his butt whooped, and, you know, he was locked in the sleeper so tight that AJ Styles passed out, and AJ Styles was not pinned, and AJ Styles, did not submit, but due to him passing out, the referee had to call for the bell, guys. And when AJ Styles got woken up a few seconds later, it kind of all reeled in and all that, guys. So I hate to tell you it, guys, but Gunther has added another victim to his list as the career killer of the phenomenal AJ Styles. 10 years ago, like I said, 10 years ago, AJ Styles made his WWE debut at the Royal Rumble event, and 10 years later, at that very same event in Saudi Arabia, it ends, and all of that, guys. I wish I could go on and on about this, on, you know, the thank you for AJ Styles, for all the memories, for everything he did in professional wrestling. I may have to, you know, do a separate video for that, guys. But the career killer and the ring general, Gunther has added a new victim to his list, and that is a future Hall of Famer of the phenomenal AJ Styles. But yes, guys, AJ Styles would pass out in the sleeper during that match, and therefore Gunther is the winner of the match, guys. Gunther has ended the long-time career of the phenomenal AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. All right, guys, now we are going to talk about the only championship match that happened today or tonight at the Royal Rumble. It was the new WWE Undisputed Champion Drew McIntyre's first title defense on TV, even though he has had title defenses at house shows and live events. But his opponent would be someone that you could call an underdog, but had home field advantage because he is current Saudi Arabia in his family of Sami Zayn. Now, 11 times, Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre have met one-on-one matches. All 11 times, Drew McIntyre has came out victorious. Yeah, bad stat for Sami Zayn. However, the Royal Rumble was in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and Sami Zayn is undefeated in matches in Saudi Arabia, guys. So there was at least one stat that actually had the favor of Sami Zayn, guys. But, I mean, Drew McIntyre, I mean, he is at a different level in a way, okay? I mean, just, you know, look what he did to Cody Rhodes in that 3 stages of hell match. Look what he did in 2020. Look at who Drew McIntyre became during the pandemic. He was the WWE World Champion. He put the company on his back. He is the one that eliminated the Beast Brock Lesnar in the 2020 Royal Rumble and ended up beating him in the main event of WrestleMania. You know, it's the WWE Undisputed Championship means so much to Drew McIntyre, but it's like Sami Zayn, that title, that is like the one title he keeps on chasing and has yet to win. So really, you know, in my way, something had to give. And maybe there was a little hope hearing that Sami Zayn has never lost a match in Saudi Arabia. Maybe there was a little hope on that, but it just turned out to a whole lot more, guys. I mean, we saw how vicious Drew McIntyre was in that match. All right. We saw Sami Zayn give it a awesome effort to Drew McIntyre. We saw Sami Zayn, you know, when Sami Zayn was making his way to the ring 100%, the look in his eyes was different. You know, he meant business. He knew, you know, getting riled up with the crowd would be an option, but it could be a downhill option. So, you know, from the minute he walked through that curtain all the way to the ring, it was absolutely nothing but pure business. And I got to be honest with you, that was a new side of Sami Zayn I saw, guys. You know, it kind of gave me hope seeing the seriousness, seeing the side of him, you know, that without a doubt, guys, you know, it just showed that side. He was locked in. He was pure focused. You know, something exactly what you have to be if you're facing a guy like Drew McIntyre for a WWE World title. But I mean, you know what, guys? Drew McIntyre did what Drew McIntyre did. He said going into this match, he was going to win. He was going to at least keep the title literally by any means necessary. Okay, and when I hear the words any means necessary. I'll see him. He's willing to cheat. He's willing to go down low. He's willing to bend the rules for his advantage. I mean, it's his first title defense on TV, and how embarrassing would it be for a guy like Drew McIntyre to lose his WWE Undisputed title at the Rumble to a guy like Sami Zayn? I'm not saying that Sami Zayn is a guy that doesn't belong in the category for that title. It's just the amount of confidence. A few weeks ago on SmackDown, Sami Zayn smacked Drew McIntyre across the face for what Drew McIntyre said earlier that night about his own family. And hey, if there's one rule as a guy, you don't mess with another guy's family at all. It's pure disrespect, guys. And Drew McIntyre showed that he found out that this is a different Sami Zayn. A new Sami Zayn, guys. But that new side of Sami Zayn, it still wasn't enough. Drew McIntyre successfully retained the title, and for the first time in his career, Sami Zayn loses a match in Saudi Arabia, guys. And it was kind of like, Sami Zayn looked at this match as possibly his last chance to be in a world title picture. Now, obviously, I highly doubt that would be the case, but that's the mindset Sami Zayn put in, and he fell short. In my pre-show or kickoff show, I absolutely said that Drew McIntyre was 100% going to win this matchup, and bippity boppity boo, he did. All right, guys, now it is time to talk about the very last match of the night, the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble match winner. And when you guys talk about surprises, there were a lot of shockers in the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble matches. Oh boy, did we have guys from NXT, Raw, SmackDown, AAA, Mega, and a few returns as well, guys. Of course, we knew a good portion of the men that were going to be in this year's Men's Royal Rumble match. But you want to talk about the first two entrances? Drew number one was the former NXT champion and the ruler of NXT, Oba Femi. And we heard, just this past Monday on Raw, that the ruler of NXT, who is now currently a free agent, would be entering this year's Royal Rumble match winner. I think it would be his Royal Rumble debut. But the guy that drew number two, it was a shocker. It was the unpredictable badass of the Vision, Braun Breaker. But you're saying, why would that be a huge surprise? Well, the Oracle and Wise Man of the Vision, Paul Heyman, would find it an injustice, and we can talk about that later, guys. But as Braun Breaker, yes, was walking to the ring, he was, boom, attacked by a masked assailant, all dressed in black, guys. And you know what? Then he was hit with a curb stomp on the outside of the ring, might I add. And then he was thrown into the ring, and he was, boom, eliminated. The unpredictable badass, Braun Breaker, did not even last 5 minutes in this year's Royal Rumble match, and the Masked Man humped through the crowd and ran away. But when he was hit with a curb stomp on the outside of the ring, everybody could only think of one guy, and that is not Austin Theory. That would be the man that Braun Breaker took out of Seth freaking Rollins. But we never saw the hooded man's face, so there is no confirmation that it can be Seth freaking Rollins. A lot of people were saying that, Seth Rollins could be entering the 2026 Royal Rumble match because he's been seen everywhere on the NFL Network, on ESPN, even in public, with absolutely no sling and no injury. And we remember what happened the last time Seth Rollins was injured. He would shock everybody and cash in his Money in the Bank at SummerSlam on CM Punk to become the new World Heavyweight Champion, guys. And, a master assailant, but, Braun Breaker is the one that took, Seth out and put him on the shelf and forced Seth Rollins to relinquish the World Heavyweight title. So, I know that Paul Heyman is going to say the masked man would be Seth freaking Rollins. And you know what? On the Royal Rumble kickoff show, the Oracle, the wise man of the vision, he got in the face of Monday Night Raw general manager Adam Pearce, and they kind of like butted heads a little bit because, Paul Heyman said, for Braun Breaker to enter at number 2 in the Rumble is literally outrageous. And, Pearce said it's a random drawing. And yes, guys, the Royal Rumble is a random drawing. But anyway, guys, the first 2 men to start the Royal Rumble match would be Obafemi and Braun Breaker. But Braun Breaker didn't even last 5 minutes in the Royal Rumble match. Of course, that would be due to the pre-attack of the masked man assailant, guys. And, when he hit the curb stomp on Braun Breaker outside the ring, that is when everybody could assume that it could have been Seth freaking Rollins. But when we didn't see the man's face, how can we know it was actually Seth freaking Rollins? So, number 3 in the men's Royal Rumble match would be, Solo Sikoa, who's been getting under the skin of the Wyatt Sixes and Uncle Howdy lately. Surprisingly, Solo did not have the lantern that belonged to Uncle Howdy, guys. And that's got to be one of the biggest rivalries currently on SmackDown is this. But number 4, WWE Hall of Famer, the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio. Number 5, Rusev. Number 6, Matt Corona. Number 7, the El Campeon of Damian Priest. Number 8, he gets bouncy Javon Evans. Number 9, from AAA Mega, Mr. Iguana. Number 10, Trick Williams. Number 11, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. 12, El Grande Americano, the Ludwig Kaiser edition of the El Grande Americano. Then the very next entrance, 13, was El Grande Americano, but this El Grande Americano looked very, very similar to a most recent photo of Chad Gable. So I wrote down the Chad Gable of El Grande Americano. Number 14 was Royce Keys, guys. He is a power lifter. He's won arm wrestling competitions, bodybuilding competitions, like powerhouse competitions, and he literally just recently signed a contract with WWE. Next was Austin Theory of the Vision. 16, Bronson Reed. 17, Io Dragunov. 18, La Parka. He is from AAA Mega. 19, Dragon Lee. 20, Logan Paul. Then 21, the return of L.A. Knight. Yeah! Which, guys, I didn't really write down as a major return because I kind of had a feeling the megastar would return tonight. So, the next one, the Beast, Brock Lesnar. And he was an absolute beast in the Rumble. Number 23, The Miz. 24, Rey Fenix. 25, Ute. Main event, Jay Uso, who won last year's Rumble. Number 26, Roman Reigns, the OTC Roman Reigns. Number 27, Jacob Fatu. Number 28, Hero Penta. Number 29, Randy Orton. And 30, the career killer, Gunther. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, all right, yes, I said that Gunther would not be in the men's Rumble on the pre-show. I apologize. You can blame the World Heavyweight Champion of CM Punk on that one, because he's the one that said yesterday that Gunther would not be in the Rumble match. And it turned out he was. So that was also on my bad. But let's go back to Braun Breaker, okay? Entering at number 2, the whole Vision, obviously not too happy with that. Who do you think it was really Seth Rollins that attacked the unpredictable badass Braun Breaker? Do you believe it was Seth Rollins, or do you believe it was somebody else? I'm just telling you. Guys, it could have been someone else. It very well could, maybe it wasn't. But, yeah, I would like to know if you guys think it was Seth Rollins. All right, WWE, YouTube Nation, or YouTube fans, that is all I have for you guys on tonight in this edition of the Rankin Live WWE Report right here on YouTube. As always, guys, drop a like. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode. But also, most importantly, let me know what you guys thought of this year's Royal Rumble event. And like I said, it is the second time in the history of the WWE that the Royal Rumble was in Saudi Arabia. Let me know your favorite match. Let me know your favorite moment. Let me know what you felt of the ring general Gunther ending the iconic and legendary career of the phenomenal AJ Styles, guys. And do you think that Seth Rollins returned at the Rumble tonight to go after the unpredictable banners of the Vision, Braun Breaker? I would love to hear all of that and so much more from you guys. But other than that, have a great rest of your Saturday night, guys. Happy Saturday. It's the last day of January, so tomorrow will be the beginning of a new month, guys. And tomorrow, I don't know if Monday Night Raw GM Adam Pearce is going to do a Raw preview tomorrow, but either tomorrow or Monday we will do a Raw preview from Philadelphia for the very first time in 3 weeks. Monday Night Raw returns to the United States, and it will be in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But other than that, guys, I will see you all in the next episode. But I do want to know what you guys thought of the Royal Rumble, so let me know down below in the comment section. I'll see you all in the next episode.